Alrighty, guys. Hold on, let me get my light set. Alrighty. So, this is a project. I didn't film a whole lot on picking it up, partially because, well, when I went to go buy this thing, the owner told me it's been sitting for a year, but I've been starting it up every month or so, and it's been perfectly fine, no issues. So I didn't expect anything, so I didn't even bring my camera gear. But then I got home, or I got there, and he had a jump pack on it, and he was trying to crank. He was inside, but he told me that he had ran it, and it just died on him. We spent 30-45 minutes trying to get it started. No luck at all. So, I went there to buy it for 900 bucks, which was cheap already. I got him down to $750 for the truck. I think it was. Maybe it was. I think it was $750. Let's just say $750 for easy math. I got it there. Kind of went looking over it, and I was like, well, you know, he told me there was something wrong with the gas tank. And so, I don't know if you can tell, but these wires go to the fuel sending unit for the gas gauge. This is also loose because of me. I didn't want to tighten it all the way down because I've got a brand new sending unit for it coming in the mail. So I might tighten it down today just a little bit so that way I can go drive it a bit, because now I do have it running. I don't know what's going on with it otherwise. I guess let me take a second and let me tell you what I found. Well, so the reason it wasn't starting was because I found in the fuel filter up there, right there, there was no diesel. There's like an inch of diesel, which is not enough at all to run it. It needs more than that. So I was like, okay, well, what's going on? Well, underneath the truck, about right here in line, there's an electrical fuel pump. I bought a brand new one thinking, oh, maybe that went bad. Coming to find out, I applied 12 volts via my power probe, my off-brand power probe, and the pump worked. It started. The pump was pumping fuel up to the bowl. It was working perfect. All right. So then I went down and troubleshot. Okay, do I have any blown fuses here or in the cab behind this panel? No, none. All right. What else could it be? Well, in that corner over there, there's a switch that basically, if the truck rolls over, it opens, and it's just shut off fuel to it. It makes sense. That was perfectly fine. I checked continuity, it worked. So that wasn't the issue. And one of the key things that online, the forums say to look for, alright, let me see if I can get this key to, this key is finicky as all get out. There we go. Is this wait to start light. If that comes on and stays on, or comes on and then goes off like normal, your PCM is usually pretty good. I also have a service engine soon light that comes on and goes away as expected, so nothing out of the ordinary there. So I was like, what the heck? Is it the fuel relay? Sorry, I don't want to lock my keys in the truck. Is it the fuel relay that's causing an issue, or is there something else? Well, I went to check my PCM, which I don't know if you can see down that way, because there's lines in the way. You see that white tape right there? Well, there's a red wire right there. Well, mine was cut. That caused the entire truck not to start because no fuel. There's also down here another red wire that I see bare. I'm going to put some tape on. So I think this has been repaired in the past and it's just not been well done. So we're going to go through that a little bit once I get the truck running and going better. Because right now the fuel in it's kind of crappy. I think it's got water in the fuel. So that's not good, but it works. The benefit though is I'm in a garage so I can't run it long, but we'll let the wait to start go away. And whoop, shit, gotta watch it, I'm in gear. Starts up and runs now. Back in gear because I don't want to roll in my garage door. So yeah, starts, it runs, it works, it drives. I drove it last night, not middle of the night, but dark, because I could. It works. It's going, but I don't know if you could tell, the speedometer didn't move at all when the gauges were kicked on, and the tachometer is all the way over there at like 6,000 RPMs, but it's not even running. It doesn't move at all. I don't know why, so oh well. The other problem is the odometer doesn't move anymore, and I don't know if you guys can noticed it, but 441,000 miles on it. That's a nice little truck, and I mean, it runs pretty good, I'd say. So my buddy's coming over. I don't know how much we'll film, but for right now I wanted to just get a little glimpse of this. I've got $800 or so, $50 additional plus $100 to go get it because I had to spend fuel. But so $900 total investment on this thing. And I found a flatbed I'm going to put on it. It's used, it's beat up, but it will work. And the only downside is this truck is 2-wheel drive only, but it does have a 6-speed manual transmission, so it's a nice transmission, and clutch is good. Brakes are basically brand new. Engine runs really, really freaking good. So I really can't complain. So alrighty, I'll see what I can do with filming. Maybe we'll film the troubleshooting process on the gauges, because I think that's what we're going to work on now. Alrighty, I think it's recording. I just ran it a second ago, so I know we'll start. Fires up. Tachometer and speedometer don't work. Coolant temperature gauge doesn't work. I know why, the wires are missing. The transmission has reverse 1, low 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6. You're technically 5. It also beeps at me for the first like 30 seconds. I don't know why. But man, this thing is nice. It really runs good. And starts easy now. Turns out there's one wire, and the only reason I know this is because of what I dealt with. There was one wire inside here, down in there, I'll show you to another night, that was basically broken. Well, once it broke, it killed my fuel pump. Got a couple leaks, but I think that's from the fuel, because I filled it and drained it, because I know the diesel fuel is crap. But it does run pretty decent, so I need to go get me some diesel fuel in it tomorrow. Maybe do a quick ball joint test, and then there's 2 other things I need to finish. I gotta be quick because my Snapchat's gonna run out. Notice how there's a gap? There's supposed to be leaf springs, so gotta fix that. But a nice little truck for what I paid for it. So later. Alrighty, well, you guys just saw me power wash it. I didn't do a super thorough job just because I'm not, like, this thing's what do they call it? Putting lipstick on a pig? Polishing a turd? I mean, it is a turd. It's got its rust. For sure. But, it is a 7.3 diesel stick shift. 6-speed manual, not the 5-speed, so that is nice. It's a good towing vehicle, and I mean it cleaned up pretty good. I've got a new sending unit coming in the mail to fix my fuel gauge, because I don't know if you can tell, my wires are just absolute non-existent. They're supposed to plug in here, they're not. The fuel filler neck, I don't know what's going on. I know it should be mounted up in a bed, like that, kind of. But right now, it's just not going to work because, well, I don't have anything to hold it up because my bed's gone. I think we showed earlier, the springs are gone and rusty. I don't know how they broke, but they did. I've got new ones on order that will be here shortly. So we're gonna put brand new springs. I got new U-bolts, new plates for them. That way it's nice and squared away. I did notice the other day when I was crawling underneath it, I got that caliper's brand new, the one up front and both front are brand new, and that's my only old caliper. I mean, they look like they're working. They look like they're all working, and they feel good. The ABS light's on for some reason, I don't know why, but it is. I took off the trailer hitch because it was rusty. There's like a hole in the square tubing, so we're gonna replace that altogether. We're either gonna replace it with a new bed, which I'm hoping I can go get here shortly. Today's Sunday, and there's a guy on Facebook Marketplace who's got a good quality Maxwell bed, flatbed, that I think will fit this thing. That's what I'm hoping to put on it. So I've got my truck and trailer loaded up there, and now we're just waiting. And I figured in the meantime I'll power wash it. I mean, it runs and drives really good now. I don't have the key with me. Oh, you can see that door doesn't seal, so I need to go get a seal for that. Maybe I can find one off Facebook or something. But yeah, I gotta fix that. Yeah, that ain't right. That needs to be fixed. Oh well. But seat's not too bad. I think it's an aftermarket seat, or not aftermarket, but off of a different generation Ford. I got the tachometer to work. Speedometer still doesn't work, but I will say I think the rear speed sensor might be the fault, because I mean my ABS light's on all the time, and I don't know where the code is to pull the code for ABSs, because you know you can short it out, and then it'll blink on you, like it'll be 1 2 3 1 2 3 kind of thing, and that's a 33 code or something like that. I don't know where that's coming from, or where that connector is. I thought it was this one right here, but apparently it doesn't work. So I don't know, maybe my ABS module went kapooey, but oh well. This is definitely a bare bones work truck, and I mean I think I ordered also a new brake controller because this thing was ghetto rigged, not set right. So I got a new one coming, thank God. And it's my nice red arc trailer brake controller that works really well with I got in my Tacoma and my dad's Ridgeline, and it does a great job for adjusting the gain and applying the brakes as needed. So I'm happy with it. I gotta figure out how to wire it, because there's not much wiring in this truck. So I took out the radio because I wanted to take the bezel apart, because the tachometer was like down here in the right corner, and it was like spun over, and like, well that ain't gonna work. And then I know the coolant temperature sensor is not gonna work because the coolant temperature pigtail is cut, and I don't know if I can repair it. I haven't tried to really repair it. I bought a new one for 20 bucks. I think it's gonna be worth it just to buy the new one and put it on. But I might have at it because it's just 2 solder joints and stuff, and easy to do. Just need to get it pulled in the garage. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little truck. Parking brake's actually working now. I don't know what I did to fix it, but it's working. It's rusty, it's beat up, but I mean, it should pass inspection once I get the brake lights working. That's the only thing not working right now is the brake lights, and it's not working because there are none. So I know the wiring is good back here. So this is my brake wiring, and this is my trailer brake wiring. License plate light, license plate light, license plate light, I think. Or this is for something else. I don't know. It's my license plate light wiring, I think. There should be a special connector that goes probably off of here. Oops, sorry, I wasn't even looking. Comes off of here, and then one of those will plug into here. And then the trailer brake, of course, is the trailer brake. It'll have its own little 7-pin thing. So, I mean, it's not too bad. I see some shoddy brake connections. Like, it's wet. I don't know if you can tell, but that's they abandoned in place the old line and replaced it with a new one. And instead of going right and making the right distance, they just straight up curly cued it. Yeah, I mean, oh well. Brakes are solid, brakes don't leak, fluid looks good. Yeah, got something in my mouth. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing looks pretty decent. I know I've been kind of just rambling, but I'm happy with this truck for $900 investment so far. Actually, after the trailer brake controller, it's $1,100 now, because that was 200 bucks. And then whatever I can buy this flatbed for. No, actually, it's gonna be more than, because I spent $600 on freaking leaf springs. So what is it? $1,100 plus $600, $1,700 plus. Let's just say I buy the flatbed for $1,000. So $2,700 bucks. I have a 2-wheel drive, 7.3 liter turbo diesel truck. I'm sure I can get my money back out of it after that. So I'm happy with it. We'll see how the rest of it goes. I'm not promising any more videos on this, but I'm kind of hoping I can get in another video, because I'd like to. I like this truck. I think it'll be fun. It's definitely going to beat towing with my Tacoma, heavier loads. I'm still, of course, going to keep my Tacoma, but it's going to be relegated to the single axle trailer mostly. And even then, it might not even use the single axle trailer because of how convenient the diesels are for towing. So, alright guys, with that being said, I'm going to sign off for right now, and I think pick you guys back up once I get some things squared away. Once I know what's going on, I've got to first figure out if I can get this dang flatbed today. He's not really responding to me on Facebook, so gotta deal with that. But I don't think the truck leaks. I don't think it has any issues. I mean, it runs and drives good. I'll fix the little nitpicky things like the speedometer and stuff, but until then, I think it's gonna be a sweet little ride. So thanks for joining me, guys. Well, it turns out if you follow the IT rule of thumb, unplug it, plug it back in, things start to work. Unplugged the tachometer, took the binnacle out, unplugged it, plugged it back in. Tachometer works, but not the speedometer, so I need to figure that out still. Alright guys, I know it's been a minute. Haven't really done too much to it other than got new leaf springs, new U-bolts, new plates. I've got a brand new Kurt extra heavy duty, I think it's like a class 5 hitch. You can see 17,000 gross trailer weight, 2,500 tongue weight. New bolts, frame looks pretty good, frame looks really solid. I also picked up this piece of crap. I paid like nothing for it. I think I paid just above scrap value on it. So about $450, I'd say. It's enough where that skid steer, that 753 with a, I think it's about a 1,500 pound lifting capacity, barely lifts it.
That machine weighs about 5,500, so tipping weight is about 2,500 pounds probably. I mean, granted, I have a whole bunch of extension out here, but it is tipping it even as it sits. And I mean, I've cut off a good 400 pounds of metal on this end because I gotta come over through here. Yeah, because as you see here, I've gone to town with my plasma cutter. It had the bale spears that fold up and down. I don't want those on it because I'm not going to need it. It's already got a 5th wheel to it. That wiring is going to go away, and I'm going to mount my actual trailer wiring down where it should be. But this should, in theory, fit the back of the truck. I've been cutting, modifying, and trying to get this thing ready. I went through a couple iterations of thoughts on mounting it. I started with, oh, I'll just take a 1/4 inch thick flat panel and cut it and bend it, and I wasn't happy with how that design would feel and look on the trailer. Plus, this frame that I have has this freaking 5th wheel mounted, welded to the frame. I'm not a fan of that. I've already tried to cut and be gentle, and it's just not coming. So we're gonna leave this in place as a stiffener for the frame. Just because it's been welded. I don't want to really do anything else to it. This is how I'm going to actually mount the bed to the frame, is using these 2x3 1/4 inch wall rectangular tubings. Because of the way it is, I've got, I think it's grade 8. I can't remember. These are Home Depot specials. I can come back later if I need to and swap them out. But they're standard 5/8 bolt. And I drilled a hole inside there. And then there are frame mounting points where the bed used to mount. So I'd take these little plates off. That one's not going to come off without a screwdriver. I don't want to go get one. These little bolt holes right here where the frame mounts to. And I bolted this to here. I got another one that's going to go here, and another one that's going to go here. Yeah, once again, need a screwdriver. But as you can see, that tubing sits higher than my gas tank lid. It sits higher than that plate. And that whole, the bed is 34-inch wide C-channel, 34-inch wide, 2 C-channels sitting like this on the frame. So I'll set it on top of those, and just weld it, tack weld it, pull it off, fully encase it, and then maybe do some gusseting for reinforcement. But from what I found when I was crawling underneath there, cutting and welding and grinding, or really it's cutting and grinding on this thing, removing the existing mounts, there were 2 mounting points they had. They had one at the end of the bed that came to like the frame right here. And then they had one that came to the frame like right here for a Dodge or whatever one it came off of. I actually don't know what this came off of. So I'm going to make it work for what I need. And it's cheap because of that. And I do not care because I paid $750 for this truck. I spent almost the same amount of money on, what do you want to call it? On freaking leaf springs and bolts and plates as I did on the freaking truck. I don't have to put any money into the engine. The engine was great. I've got an oil change kit for it. I'm just waiting for time to be able to do that. And I want to do that after I get the flatbed mounted. So, yeah, I got a good receiver hitch on it. I've got wiring now for the 7-way. I've got wiring for the tail lights. I went to a junkyard and found the actual harness. I'm going to take these and basically splice it in. That way I have an actual like tail light assembly. Because these have lights on it already, and I'll just go in and wire them all up. Not too hard to do. Especially once it's on the trailer, it's a lot easier to do it than when it's off the trailer. The only downside to this frame is this right here. This thing that mounts the spare tire and stiffens the frame. I figured since I'm gonna be putting in, I don't know, reinforcements like this, I'm not gonna stress the frame enough. That 1/4-inch wall tubing with those bolts will shear before that freaking tubing bends, which is kind of actually crazy because of how, like, it's only a 1/4 inch thick, but because of the height to it and the width, the shear, like the bending inwards, is so much that those bolts will shear before it actually starts to really bend, which is really crazy. And I mean, if you look at the frame's only a 1/4 inch thick or so, I think. It's not that thick, and I mean, it's actually thinner than 1/4 inch I'm looking at now. And I'm putting on thicker material there to make it work. That's gonna be perfectly fine for what I need, and it's gonna bolt in great. I might tack weld these bolts, just do a bead right there, because that'll make it so I don't actually have to have a wrench to get in there, because that's a tight squeeze for those bolts. Just add a little bit more stiffness to it. Yeah, on both sides I might do that, just to, on all of them. I'll do that once I go get it. My local steel place is cutting me some pieces right now. Probably gonna spend $200 in steel, but that's because I bought 1/4 inch 2x3 angle, or 1.5 by 3 inch C-channel. Cut it up and I don't even need it. 6 feet of 1/4 inch bar, don't even really need it, but it'll go in my scrap pile and I'll find another use for it sometime. Happy to have it for sure, because I can do like reinforcements here if something goes wrong, because this does have a nice, I think it's a B&W hitch. The only reason I say it's a oh crap, this thing hit me. I don't know if you can read that, but it says B&W custom bed truck beds, Humbot, Kansas. So I think that's a B&W hitch, and I think it's on this side of the bed. Oh, ouch. Oh, metal splinter. There's a pull arm that I can remove the hitch, so that might be good. And you can see kind of there, that was the one plate that they had mounting on the front, and then the back end you can see where I've cut. So yeah, I think it'll work. I'm happy with the design we have. I might take off, there's that like cross brace in the front, I might take that off just so it's all level. Yeah, actually that's probably the best idea, is for me to cut that off, because otherwise I'm gonna have to do something with it. So give me a bit, I'm gonna actually get this thing repositioned and squared away where I can actually get underneath it and cut that off, because right now it's not set up for it. I'm hoping that I can do that really easy without moving the bed too much. I think if I place a jack stand under here, I can just go underneath and lift it, put the jack stand under, and then go cut. I've got that's what was on the truck, and I don't want it. So, all right, I'm rambling, but that's the project, and we're making progress. I gotta go here in about 20 minutes, go pick up that steel to finish the flatbed. But then I'm also gonna struggle to get this freaking bed up and on the trailer, because this poor skid steer does not weigh enough. But I have a friend who has a skid steer. I'm gonna see if I can borrow it from him, and hopefully I can, because I need a big piece of equipment. Or I might use the mini excavator to come on a side and lift up a side, and the skid steer lifts up on a side, and then next thing you know, the truck just backs underneath it. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. I'll pick you up or bring you back whenever I get a second to go through some of these things and kind of get it squared away. You probably won't see it until it's actually mounted to the truck, but that's okay. You guys don't need to watch me struggle, and I am in no means a fabricator, so this is all new to me. But I just know that strength-wise, 8 bolting holes, 8 5/8 bolts, 1/4 inch wall tubing, freaking, it's heavy built, basically. It may not sit perfectly on the and with the tires, but I don't care too much. It's whatever. It's just gonna be what it is. Bed will probably sit up probably about chest high, right there on me, which is fine. I don't need anything taller or lower, and I'll have plenty of space here to put this on. So happy with it. We'll bring you back when we get things more squared away. All right. So I've got my reverse lights down here in and wired. All these pigtails are for the other lights that I have going in, and as you can see up there on the cab. So I've also got these. I'm probably not going to wire these in because I just don't want to deal with it. But if I need to, I can easily splice into a connection back here and just run it as a running light. But so my ground, I've got my running light up here. My running light was my blue. My right is my right turn, and my yellow is my reverse on this side. And my left side, green is ground, blue is running, yellow is reverse, white is a jumper. Up here, guys. White is a jumper going over to the other side, and green, again, I know not two colors, but this is my power for my left turn. This is my ground, and you can see in there it goes straight to ground. So it probably won't be messed up, and it's not something important to. I'm probably the only one going to be wiring this thing and touching it, so I got that squared away. The next thing is my filler neck is supposed to go right here. And I don't know if you can see, but it's hand down. So I've got 90 degree, which I'm going to put like that. And then I've got a jumper for 1.5 inches to 1.5 inches to go over to basically bring it out up to here. And then it's going to come out of here. And that's what I'm going to do. We might, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've got another piece of hose coming for the excess, but I might even just like 90 it out, connect it, put a piece, because it sits about right here. My filler neck is right here, so I've got to come out of the tank, come up to here, put a piece, and then 90 up to here, and then filler neck. So we might order another one of these, $24.75. It's an actual gas filler neck. I've got diesel, but it should be the same. Haven't tested out anything on the truck really. I know the brakes work like usual, and the brake lights work too. I really kind of want to try to get that gooseneck out, just because I want to know if it comes loose. But I am not in the mood right now to fight this thing, because it's been a pain in my butt. But yeah, that's this project. It's coming along pretty good. It starts it, runs it, drives good. Once I have, I did check the ball joints and tie rods. I think that passenger side is a tad loose, but nothing crazy. Nothing for a freaking insanely tight truck. But yeah, I did also notice this though. I hopped in it the other day, and everything's working on the interior now. So speedometer, everything. The airbag light is on over here in the left corner, and I check it, and it's all referencing this passenger airbag circuit, and that light never comes on like it should. So I know it's plugged in. But on the other hand, I noticed this. Napa Auto Parts, 5/11 of 19, 445,000 miles it's due. It is at 441,000 miles, so it was recently changed. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good low motor. I've got a brand new Wix filter, brand new 1540 Rotella T6 diesel oil ready for it. I got my trailer brake controller wired up. Haven't pulled with it yet, so I don't know how it actually does, but I transferred over my 2 5/16 10K trailer hitch, which that'll be perfect for my flatbed trailer I have, and if I go heavier, I can get a heavier duty trailer hitch. But this thing is ready. You can see all my wiring will get tidied up with some nice little like sleeving. God, I can't speak. Once I finish it all, I gotta terminate these ends, go here, and these 3 wires are for these 3 lights. I've got everything wired up. I did a little sketch with horrible handwriting, but I mean, it at least helps identify. So you can see up here my colors. I've got black, pink, which is reverse, which actually is my yellow. Light green is my left turn and stop. Orange, light blue is right turn, stop. Black or brown is tail light, which that's my blue. Black is ground, and that is on the wiring harness, but I don't use it. The light green. You can see I have my stop, reverse, reverse, stop, tail light, tail light, tail light, tail light, tail light. Reverse light is in the middle is reverse. Running lights on the side. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. It's nice and handy to just lay it out because it makes it easy to follow. So with that being said, we're gonna hop on a different project while I wait for parts to come in. So jump on my other video. I think I might release it before this one. So if not, you'll see it up in the, I think, top right hand corner is where I try to put them. If you see it there, it'll be out. If you don't, go check my channel, go subscribe to it, and wait for it to come out because it might be coming shortly. And I'll give you a little hint. It's a little mini excavator. Alright guys, we've got my F350 with my Powerstroke diesel that I bought for 750 bucks. Last you guys saw, I think it was my lights weren't in, but now I've got full lights on the rear. So I've got brake, reverse, brake, brake, reverse, brake. I have 3 new ones of these to go in, and I have a couple more to get installed on the corners. And the wiring's there, it's just not connected yet. I've also got my headache rack wiring taken care of, 5th wheels mounted, trailer hitch with connections all work and work good. Filler neck is attached, so I actually can fill it with diesel from with the bed on. That was fun to install. The whole bed just needs a good power washing because it's got mold and growth on it, and it's just dirty. But it is rusty and beat up. Wiring needs to get tidied up. Everything needs to get squared away. But I mean, it runs and drives good. So we're gonna do a little cold start because I haven't started this thing since last night, and it's about 40 degrees this morning, 35 degrees this morning, and I've got no, what do you want to call it? No, what's the term? Oh, block heater. That's the word. God, I can't think. So we're gonna set you up, and I'm gonna hop in, and we're gonna glow plug it a couple times, and then crank her over and see if she starts. So we'll be right back. Not too bad for a 40-degree day with no block heater. It's got some smoke. I think that's coming from the turbo, because the turbo feels like it doesn't spool as much. I need to adjust the parking brakes because they don't really hold it. Hence why there's no block of wood right there. But brake works, starts good, runs good, drives good. It really is a good little vehicle, especially for the investment I have in it. I'm happy with it. It's going to do great for towing my trailer. And I've got, I mean, as you can see, I've got projects out the wazoo back here, so we're soon going to be building my shop out there, I think, where my trailers are sitting. And I'll enjoy that, because then I can actually store stuff inside, but, you know, can't complain. This thing's been great. I got the, I don't know if you saw this from last time, but basically, the tach is working now, the speedometer is working now. I have no airbag light, no SRS light, no check engine light, no ABS light. So yeah, we've diagnosed and troubleshot all of it. I put my Red Arc trailer brake controller on here, and just because I love this type of system, it just works really well. Tilt steering, I don't have it. I don't have cruise control either. I did buy a steering wheel that has the cruise control buttons on it from a junkyard that I think will fit. We'll have to see. The harness for my cruise control, or my clock spring that I also bought for it, also doesn't seem like it's gonna work. I have to take this apart to figure it out, but I'm not really super concerned with it. It was 20 bucks for that clock spring. I know you probably want to let your diesel run more, but I've got to go take out the trash before the trash guys come here. So I want to just give you guys a little sneak peek of it. It's a great little truck. These compartments are shot. There's rust throughout it all, so I can't really put stuff in it. But it's got a step. I bent it because I put it on a jack stand. But yeah, it's ready for it. It's got what do you call it? So got to put it in gear so it doesn't roll down the hill. These seats are out of a newer truck, so I don't know when they got put in there, but not too bad for 441,000 miles, 442,000 miles on this truck. Starts it, runs it, drives it, moves. It's got good batteries, got good tires, brakes are not too bad. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is probably gonna be the last one I do on this truck, and you probably will see it going to get a couple projects here in the future. I might show you guys some on how it's towing. I took out my trailer the other day with it just to play around, and it pulls it like it's got nothing behind it. So I'm happy with it. I'm thinking about doing a chip to it, because it is all 100% stock. There is no aftermarket parts on it at all. Even the batteries, I think, are Ford Econocraft or something like that. So I really can't complain for what, I guess, summation of all the expenses into it. I spent about 120 bucks on the lights, 450 on the bed, $200 in steel, $750 on the truck. What else did I spend on it? Oh yeah, I bought the steering wheel, I bought the clock spring, spent $300 on a trailer hitch for it. What else? That's not much. I'm thinking I have 2,500 bucks invested in it, which for the truck, that's a good deal. I mean, it doesn't look pretty. Oh, I also had to buy a $100 bumper for it. Oh well. But you know, for 2,500 bucks, you really can't get any better than that. And I know I could, once I get the title back, I could probably sell it for $3,000 to $3,500, just because of the 6-speed manual and diesel and the flatbed. I'm debating about buying a parts truck and eventually doing the 4-wheel drive conversion, because you can literally, if you get a ZF6 4x4 parts truck and you get the front axle, the transfer case, the drive shafts, as long as it's a manual transfer case, you don't have to do anything to it. It's just straight up bolt in and done. because you also get the leaf springs with the front axle, the perches too, if you buy the half, basically the front half of a truck. So if I find one that's from Copart that's been rear-ended really bad, I can just go and cut that off there and basically swap it into this. They're like Legos, literally Legos. So all right guys, I'm yapping. Please, if you don't mind, give this channel a follow. I really appreciate it when you guys do. I love the comments on the videos. Some of my other mower videos have been doing really well, and I've been happy with it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I keep enjoying producing these videos, and I mean, in all honesty, the YouTube channel is just there to show you guys what I'm doing and to show the projects that I get and the process and troubleshooting that I go through to figure things out. So thanks for joining me, and have a wonderful holidays.